Hey friends, Beck the Feminist Lawyer here, standing up for y'all's kids again. Y'all know Halloween is literally a Christian holiday, right? Yeah, it's a Christian holiday. So the Catholic Church, which was the only Christian church for a really long time, celebrated a day called All Saints' Day, which was the day that you celebrated the saints. Fancy that. But back then, it was called All Hallows' Day. Hallows meaning holy people. So every saint has its own feast day, which is like the day that particular saint is celebrated. But All Hallows Day or All Saints Day was when all the saints were celebrated. But the Catholic Church and the Roman Empire were inextricably intertwined for a really long time, and the Roman Empire was imperialist, hence empire. So not only did they want to show up, take over, and decimate any other culture that they found, but they also wanted to forcibly convert people to their religion, Catholicism. They often did this by fire or torture or death or inquisitions. It was done peaceably at times, but not all the time. Nowhere near all the time. We're talking putting people on the rack, burning people at the stake, cutting off pieces of people's bodies until they said they believed in the Catholic Church. Some of the most disgusting forms of torture were at the hands of people wearing crosses. So as the Roman Empire and the Catholic Church moved into the area where Gaelic people were, they discovered that the Irish and the Scots celebrated a holiday called Samhain. Samhain was the celebration of the end of the harvest season and the very beginning of winter. And they went, oh, shoot, all these people have their own saints and their own holidays and their own celebrations because they have a religion that's not Catholicism. How do we get these people to convert if we can't, rack them all? So in an effort to win over the hearts and minds of the Gaelic people, both Scots and Irish, they adopted Samhain. They moved All Saints' Day to the day of Samhain, and Samhain was usually the last day of October 31st. Or thereabouts. And they said, well, it's still, Samhain, but we're not going to call it Samhain anymore. We're going to call it All Saints' Day. So, you can still have your parties, but it's for Jesus now. This is the same thing that they did with Yule and Saturnalia and Ostara. They would just move their holidays to the pagan days and then take over the pagan celebrations and then appropriate them. So like the Christmas tree, yeah, that's a Saturnalia tree. All of the stuff with the evergreens and all that around Christmas, yep, that's Yule. Coloring eggs and hunting for them in the springtime, yep, that's Ostara. These are all pagan holidays. Anyway, so the Christians came in and they took over Samhain and turned it into All Saints' Day. Well, All Hallows' Day at the time. Now, what is the day before Christmas called? Christmas Eve, right? So what do you think the day before All Hallows' Day was called? All Hallows' Eve. So Samhain being turned into All Saints' Day and moved to November 1st, we had All Hallows' Eve, which was October 31st, and All Hallows' Eve got shortened to Halloween. As a matter of fact, the practice of trick-or-treating is completely Christian. The poor would go to people's doors on All Hallows' Eve or on All Saints' Day, and it was called souling. They would knock on people's doors and they would say, okay, well, if you give me a cake, or they called them soul cakes. If you give me a cake, I will pray for your dead relatives. And then there was another practice whose name I cannot recall, but it was a Gaelic practice where, kids would dress up in costumes and knock on people's doors, and they would sing them songs or recite them poetry or do little dances for treats. Souling was kind of birthed from this practice, yet again, culturally appropriating the Gaelics. The Gaels? Is it Gaels? Are Gaelic people Gaels or are they Gaelics? The Scots-Irish. So yes, Halloween is a Christian holiday. It was stolen from the pagans. They used to celebrate Samhain. It got changed to All Saints' Day on November 1st, and the day before All Hallows' Day. All Hallows' Day turned into All Saints' Day, and the day before All Saints' Day was All Hallows' Eve, which was shortened to Halloween, where you go souling and pray for the souls of the dead. So all these folks that are clutching their pearls saying, my children will never celebrate Halloween. Yeah, you're denying them a Christian holiday. I don't like gore. I don't like being frightened. I don't like horror. I don't like the negativity. I don't like any of that shit. But come on, let your kids put on a damn costume and go ask for candy. I mean, for fuck's sake. Relax. Seriously, y'all relax. Stay safe out there, and I hope you get lots of candy. Or rubber duckies, as is the case at my house. Don't forget that there are kids out there with food allergies. Maybe give out toys instead? Good idea. And happy Samhain.